recording. And let me pin my video and get the chat. Okay, chat. I will get the chat window at the bottom here. Fine. All right. So just 1 second. Yep. All right. So legal strap. I think everyone remembers, right? It was done almost 270 years back, I think. I mean, legal as in not as in English word legal, but maybe legal, we can say probably legal de Cormier. Or I'm sure the pronunciation is very different in France. Maybe Cormo, Legall de Cormo, must be the way that they speak. But he was a very famous player. He was of that era, and he is known for this what do you call, Queen Sac, classic Queen sacrifice is known for. Okay, so which happens in. Okay, the way it happened is E4, E5, BC4, D6, NF3, BG4. The knight has been pinned, but white develops another knight. So white has got 3 pieces developed now. And black, see, the key portion is that black has not developed either of his knights. So you will be able to map this to the opening principles that we had learned. We had said that knight should be developed first before bishops, and you will be able to see why and what it means. Okay. So, in this case, there is neither knight on C6 has developed, neither knight on F6. So this plays a key part. At this stage, Legall went ahead and made a stunning queen sacrifice. Right? He played knight to E5 here. Okay, offering the queen. And in that game, obviously, the player he took it. Oh, I'm getting the queen. Why not? So, but the question is, the thing is that now in this position, black gets checkmated, because along the 2 knights and the bishop ensure that the king is checkmated here, right in the middle of the board, right in the opening, right? This is, I think all of you know this, right? And if black had not taken the queen, then also at least you would have lost a pawn. So what happens if on knight takes E5? If black takes with the pawn here, d takes E5, right? So if d takes E5, then white will simply capture the bishop, and he has got a extra pawn, an extra central pawn in the beginning. So this is very much advantage by itself, right? Just guys, just tell me. I hope I have not told about this, right? Have I covered this lecture? Sometimes I forget. Have I covered this lecture already? No, right? I think
the legal mate,
not the legal mate, but how it appears in the other games, etc. No, right? Okay.
No.
Fine. So this is the basic. See here, what you have to note is that if the black knight is on C6, okay, then white cannot play this tactic when the bishop is on G4. Why? Because when knight, imagine if the black had a knight on C6, then so instead of G6, let us say if black had played knight to C6, okay, if black had played knight to C6, then you cannot immediately play this tactic, because when you go to knight to E5, the knight on C6 will kill the white knight and support the bishop. That is the key part, right? So that is why it is not possible when the knight C6. Then in that case, you will understand H3 has to be played and the bishop has to be tapped back to.
Actually, sir.
Yeah. Yeah.
In that, if the knight captures on E5, then even we can push the F4. No. If we push F4, he will capture the bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can't even play that.
So sir, I will show you.
Sir, I wanted to ask you. Yeah, take the queen.
Yeah, take the queen. We saw, right? You got checkmated, right?
Yeah.
You take the queen and you got checkmated, right? That is what is the mate here, because bishop takes F7, king E7, and then knight to D5. See, knight to D5 can come safely because the black's knight is not on F6. If black's knight was on F6, then it would have killed it, exchanged it. Then there would not have been a checkmate. Similarly, the white knight comes on E5. and threatens doubly threatens the bishop, because black does not have a knight on c6. Otherwise that knight on c6 will kill back the white knight on e5 and also support the bishop. So that is why, remember that this tactic, it is not like a free, very easy tactic. It is only in some very special cases it is possible. But now we are going to see this, but that same tactic actually does happen, and these games have happened in like 1999, 2003, 2002, etc., and at a master level. Okay, so we have to see why and what it happens. Okay, so let us see these master games. Okay, they are reasonably expert games at least. Okay, so master. So let us see this thing. So some variations happen, so that we should know it. E4, E5, knight F3, D6. Okay, so this is like a starting from the Philidor's defense. White is first developing the other knight, and again black develops the bishop before he develops his own knight. So that is the characteristic. Again, notice it. Bishop to G4. White develops his bishop. So we have come to the same position as previous game. Only thing is that instead of G6 was really a bad move, but here black at least now plays knight C6. Okay, is a key. And now we should just note that there is also, if black plays C.
Is that the better move would be knight F6?
No, I think both of them are equally okay. I think, yeah, knight F6 is also a move. But imagine, so if black instead of knight C6, because white is planning to play D4 now. So if black plays C5, then actually white can immediately play knight to E5, because the same tactic now works, because no knight is developed, so bishop is doubly attacked. If you take the queen, then again same checkmate happens. Okay, and if you don't take the queen, then if you take the knight here, then white will win the bishop and he will be one pawn extra very easily. Good game, right? That is what will happen with C5. Similarly, now knight C6. Now there is one move white plays, and that is very crucial, which is H3, because now after H3, what happens is bishop goes back to H5 to maintain the pin, and now this bishop cannot be defended by the black knight on E5, even if it comes. So now white feels free to play.
Sir, yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah,
I was gonna.
Correct. So now again, so now this is a revised version of the Legall's mate. Okay, Legall's version of the Legall's mate, because now what happens is, again, if same thing, if you take the queen, then again this checkmate works now, because the knight can come to bishop takes F7, king to E7, knight to D5 is a checkmate. Okay, so black cannot really take the queen. Black has to take the knight. Okay, and white then wins the bishop. So white has sacrificed the knight, got back the bishop,
Sir?
but one pawn he has got it. Okay?
Sir, black can kill the bishop and blocking another checkmate, right?
So now if you do this, then what is the move that white has got?
No, sir, it's QB5.
Yeah, queen
Yeah.
B5 is a double attack. Okay.
Yeah.
It's a double attack, and again white wins back his bishop. So white does not lose anything. In fact, he has gained one central pawn, and that is quite good. So after that, knight F6, D3, standard moves basically. Bishop E7, bishop E3. So it doesn't mean that immediately white has got a one game, but white has got a significant advantage because he's one central pawn up. Okay, so we will not see the entire game, but we will just see what happens. And after C6, because now black was planning to play, why did he play C6? Because he wanted to throw away or try to trap the white queen, because see, white queen is kind of remained on the queen side. Because of the D3 pawn, it cannot come back. So black was planning to play B5 and harass the queen. So that is why white played A4, preventing B5, and then what do you call? And then castle and castle. So after this, basically it was a long game.
Who wins, black or white?
In the end, white won, but it was a long game. Okay, but white had an advantage. White had an advantage here, and later on he won. Okay, But yeah,
Just one pawn. Just one pawn.
yeah, one pawn. But it's a central pawn, so it is very important. And yeah.
So still he can play b5, sir.
No, he can't play. White has got a double thing. So see, white has got 3 forces on b5.
Oh yeah, knight is also there.
Knight is also there. So white will simply win another pawn. And if you win 2 pawns, then it is game over completely, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But just going back, so this can happen like this. But remember that h3 move, which was very crucial, because h3 prevented. So before, you cannot play it before that, because when the knight is on c6. Okay, because when you go to knight to e5, otherwise that knight will come and defend it. But after h3, bishop goes to h5. Now you have the here it works. And if the knight if by whatever chance black's knight is on f6, then this entire tactic does not work, because the knight on f6 will.
Sir, but couldn't black get his bishop back to
It could.
D? Yeah,
7.
there and other places.
You could do it. There is nothing preventing you from doing it. Only thing is that in this case, what would you think? White is like, you will continue to say that white is better, because now bishop has come ahead and gone back, so wasted one move, and now white will be ready to castle. So see how much development white has got and how much development black has got, right?
Yeah.
So that is what is the thing. Okay, but
at least a checkmate would be safe.
Yeah, no, checkmate anyway does not happen even in this, because he just lost a pawn here. But yeah, that he will not lose the pawn, and he will, if he goes back here, then he is not losing a pawn, but he will come under attack, because white will now play d4 probably now, and then open up the game, right? And he has got a development advantage. So that is what, well, okay, but playable, nothing wrong. Okay, so okay, we will see one more thing. So when h3 and bishop h5, white can sometimes, white does play d3 here, not immediately. White does not go for, and even after this also black has to be careful. Okay, so white plays d3, and if black gets very greedy, black thinks that, oh, my white's f3 knight is pinned, and let me attack it by playing knight to d4. Okay, this again is dangerous. You have to properly evaluate it, especially when white has got his bishop on c4 and the knight on c3, because now again this thing can come up. Knight to e5, again a threat can come in. Okay, now imagine the knight is not on c6, so it cannot come to e5, but there are some other things are possible. Okay, so obviously first thing to eliminate is taking the queen does not help, because again same Legall's checkmate. So you cannot. Yeah,
so instead of capturing the queen, he can also play f6 and f6.
You can play knight f6. You can play, yeah, you can play knight f6, no problem. But white, you know,
knight captures on f7.
Knight captures on f7. No, knight captures on f7. Bishop is there.
Sorry,
Right?
bishop is there.
Yeah, bishop is there. So it is not going to be. But yeah.
Sir, in this move, white can sacrifice his queen. White can sacrifice his
no. Now he cannot sacrifice. Now that the knight at f6 has come out, there is no way you can.
Yeah, f6. No, sir, f6. Then knight goes far away, right? Then you can give Legall's mate. Knight goes far.
No. Now after the knight has come to f6, there is no legal mate possible, because.
Sir, kill the bishop once with the queen. Sir, kill the bishop. Yeah.
h5.
Yeah, here.
Okay. This is what you mean. Yeah.
Can you? Yeah, sir.
And then that happens.
Yeah, you can do Legall's mate.
Right. This way you can do it. Yes, you can do it. Yeah. You can do it. I'm sorry.
You couldn't be so greedy to kill the queen.
Correct. No, that is correct. You are right. So you are right. So sorry. I think with knight f6 also sometimes it can happen. Yeah, I think very good. I think it can still happen. So,
but sir,
here,
you can still defend with pawn g6, but that won't make any difference. You lost a bishop.
Yeah, then you would have lost the bishop. Then it is not worth it. But here you can play say d3, knight to d4. Knight takes e5. Now you can play d takes e5. Okay. Now it is not It is still good for white, but remember it is not straightforward, because if queen takes bishop, which is what is a strong move here. Queen
Yeah,
takes
sir.
bishop.
Now the
Knight. Sir, knight to c2. Knight to c2 then.
Yeah, but see, white is threatening checkmate on f7, so probably you will not want to do knight to c2 because king will attack it. Okay, and now this knight is also under attack and this checkmate is also threatened. So if you defend the checkmate, then the knight will go. So you don't want to do this. Okay, but what?
Sir, how about
Queen F6. Queen
G6?
F6.
Like,
queen-
no, knight takes c2, king to d1,
Huh.
and then g6, attacking the queen.
You can play g6 attacking the queen, but even then queen will continue to attack. And
Sir, I have a question.
wait.
In this-
No, yeah, I think so.
Even capture the pawn on e5. And
You could also capture the pawn on e5.
Sir, now.
Yeah. This is also there. This is also
Yeah,
this is a very
sir,
strong.
but if you would get your queen to f3, then black could get his queen to f6.
Yeah, but after that, basically, white is going to win this piece, right?
Oh yeah.
So that is what I meant. Okay. So anyway, so that is why knight to c2 immediately is not, but you have to just remember that that threat is there. So first, black defends it with queen to f6. Okay. Now, and white castles. So you think that, oh, now the knight takes c2. Okay, but it is not. So white is sacrificed this pawn. Okay, it is now anyway king is not there, so there is no fourth. But now white knight comes to d5. Okay, so this kind of an attack, you should just be aware that this can white can play for a attack like this. So now queen is under this one. So and this pawn also has to be defended. So where will the queen go? Queen has to go to d6, right? You don't want to go to you don't want to go to e6, then the knight will fork, right? So here, and then white knight to e3. Okay, he's offering this knight exchange. Okay, why is he offering? Because if black captures this, then further the f file will get opened. If knight takes
Sir, if he does this, then if he captures, then you can give a checkmate. No, you can't give a checkmate directly, but you can at least give a check.
you can harass the king. But anyway, here black does take the rook. Okay, thinks that, okay, let me grab the rook while I can. But the queen to f7, now there is no checkmate, but there is a tremendous attack white gets. King to f7.
Yeah.
So now king to d8. King to d8, knight comes to f5 now. Knight comes to f5. So now there is a very big attack, and if queen goes to d7, okay, but let us see what if the queen
b7.
goes.
But what if the queen goes to b4?
Queen goes to b4. Okay, queen goes to b4. Now same thing will happen as of knight will go to g7. Okay, now threatening the queen to f7. Sorry, queen to e8 checkmate. Same thing like if queen had come to c5 also, knight takes g7. Okay, and queen is threatening to give a checkmate on e8. And if the bishop takes it, then queen takes it. This rook is going to go. So then,
Why not knight to h6? Like earlier,
when?
instead of the queen move.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, why not knight to h6?
Why not knight to h6? Huh?
Queen
Bishop
is
will
lost.
take it.
Queen
Bishop
is
will-
lost, sir.
No, first, no, your queen is also attacked. So first bishop can also eliminate this and followed by taking the queen. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So queen to c5 or queen to b4, then what happens is knight takes g7, bishop takes g7, queen takes g7, and now the rook is under, your rook is also going to go, plus the knight is also under threat. So what do you do? I mean, it is not a very, this is like a, and black is under tremendous attack and he's not going to survive. His rook is also going to go away.
Sir, after you kill the rook, if you kill the knight, then black's game is totally gone. He would have to move his, he would have to move his king, he would get the rook.
Yeah, exactly. So that
His
is why
game is totally gone.
Correct. So that is the reason why in this case, when the knight goes to f5, then queen does not go to b4 or c5, rather queen goes to d7. Okay, queen goes to d7. So, but when queen goes to d7, now no longer she is not defending the f8 bishop. So white gets back.
So checkmate. Checkmate.
No, it is not checkmate. It is
Oh yeah, it's not checkmate.
then queen e8, right? That is the only move to defend it.
Sir,
But
sir,
And
now
again,
you can.
the G7 pawn.
you
Yeah.
can do, but before that you can give this tremendous check.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Bishop to g5.
Now what if the king comes to D? What if the king comes to D7?
If king comes to d7, let me see what can happen. Queen can go, queen takes g7. Queen takes g7 then, right? So again, it will be check and the other rook will be gone. So here instead black plays knight f6.
Oh yeah.
So knight f6 and then yeah, somewhere somebody was asking, right? You were saying queen takes d7 and queen takes g7, king against c8 and then bishop f7.
Oh.
Harassing the queen, and if the queen moves out somewhere, then after this, now the knight is also pinned, knight is also going to go away, so it is all gone.
So why not give a check?
You could give it a check, but the king will come out. So first, anyway, okay, the king will come out and your queen will get diverted there. Here you want to finish off the king side and then go after that rook. That anyway you are going to get.
Oh yeah.
Right?
In this position, after black anything, we can even capture the knight, and even there's a fork on e7.
So then so many shortcuts for white to win, but why did white use them all?
Yeah, but anyway, this is just to know all the possibilities. Okay, but here, but on bishop to g5, that is why normally black does not do all of these things. He plays knight to f6 because now the white's queen is also under attack. Okay, but white solves it by queen to g7. Rook comes to defend the knight. Bishop takes f6. Now, so now it is going to be so after this basically white is having tremendous, because if you kill it with the rook, it doesn't really help because white is taking this, giving a check. If bishop goes here, then again this check is coming. Sorry, if king goes there, again this bishop check is coming. So it is a lost game for this, right? So, and if king goes to c8 here, then also white kills the knight which I was handing on here. And after this also, this is a tremendous still attack for white, because
so white can also do something else.
Yeah, so I think this game actually happened. I think they are saying that they are referring to the game Calcado versus Ivanov. This happened in 2000. Okay, so anyway, I mean these are the things that you should just know, these types of things, so that you know.
Sir, I want to say something.
Yeah.
Like in this move, except of killing the knight, you can kill the rook, sacrificing your queen. If white, you can kill the rook, and if black kills the rook, you can give a checkmate with the bishop.
No, you can't give a checkmate with the bishop. Don't think that this is a checkmate. There is no checkmate here. There is no checkmate here. The king goes to g8. Then what is the checkmate?
Oh yeah, I didn't see that.
So otherwise you are losing big time.
Knight e7.
Knight e7. So what?
No, not now.
Yeah, actually now you can do knight e7. That is better. That is better somewhat, because then now you are at least are having a discovery possibilities, right? But still it is not this one. It is not like what do you call?
So now knight e5.
You don't have a very good knight to d5, then rook to f7. Okay, so it is not easy, this one. So
then even
no, I think it is better. This rook to a1 is better. Rook takes a1 is much better. Yes,
Yeah.
because
No more risks.
yeah, no more risks, right? Okay, so we saw one example. We will see one more example, slightly different setups, but how this can happen. So even in Sicilian defense, this kind of a legal thing can happen. So let us see this: e4, c5, right? Sicilian, you know. knight f3, knight c6, knight c3, e5, and bishop to c4. So see this pattern: bishop on c4, knight on c3, knight on f3. Okay, this is the pattern generally where it leads to, but it not always, unless black also plays bishop to g4. Black has to. So here white plays d3, okay, and bishop g4. So now you have the setup that you should recognize, Legall's kind of setup. Only thing is that the knight is on c6, so you cannot directly sacrifice the queen or knight to e5. You cannot do it right now. First you have to play what move?
H3, sir.
Correct, h3, because now you are putting the question to the bishop, and if the bishop goes back, now you are able to
Knight captures.
knight captures on e5, right? Again, same thing, bishop takes d1 does not help. You know the sequence of moves now.
Yes, sir.
So yeah.
What if black just gets his knight to f6, not moving his bishop?
Not moving his bishop if he knight gets
No, at the end move, after this move. No,
What?
after next move, and now what if black gets his knight?
Now we saw that this, right? Now knight f6, you will capture it.
Oh yeah. I forgot my own move.
Yeah. So now having the knight early will help, not at this stage. Okay. And also if you capture d takes e5, then same thing what we saw, queen takes h5, and now you are one pawn up. So here also black did play g6. Okay, so g6, but white continues the attack. Queen f3, queen d7, supporting the f7, and then bishop e3. So white gets a very good game after this. Black played a6, white played a4 to prevent the.
So why can't the queen just kill e5?
How can the knight on c6 is defending?
Oh yeah.
The knight on c6 is defending, Baba. Yeah. Queen f3, queen d7, bishop a3. So basically this, after this, basically white plays a solid game, but one pawn up and manages to convert. Okay, so knight, we see knight comes to d5, very strong position for white.
Advantage.
Yeah, it is like a very good advantage. Okay.
Love.
All right, so how much time is there? We'll see one more example, we'll see it, and then we will try to go to our position analysis. Okay, so we will see again one more example. That's why this pattern should be there in your head so that you can use it. Okay, this one more example happens through an f3, nc6, bc4 Italian game, two knights game, knight f6, and this is the two knights game. You should remember bc4, bc5 is Italian game proper, Giuco piano, and bc4 nf6 is the two knights defense, and white plays d3. Okay, and at this point there is a risky reply that black plays, which is d5. Interesting, it is not really risky, but white, see, it is like black is saying that white normally drives the initiative, white dictates the terms, but because white has played a very meek move like d3, black is saying, can I take the initiative? Okay, normally black is always defending, but now with this move, black is freeing himself and saying that I will be able to not just defend, but I will be able to play. But let's see what happens. E takes d5, knight takes d5, white is castling. So white is continuing with his development, and now f6, this is criticized. So black in this game played f6. Okay, and this is criticized. Okay, and what ideally black should have played is maybe he should have played bishop to e6 or bishop to e7, either bishop to e6 here, buttressing the knight here, which is defended, or even bishop to e7. Okay, because he's preparing to castle, and the e file is now not going to be open, right? I mean, not going to be. Yeah.
Sir, can you show the move when black opened is when black plays f6?
Yeah.
Yes, in this position, a knight h4 is better, sir. I think. Is it better?
No, I think there are, okay, I will show you to you what happens. So white, when white played f6 itself, right? First, white got the rook on line with the king. Okay. Now at least black should not try to play aggressively because his king is under the fire with the rook. Black should ideally just play bishop to e7 here. Okay, and that I think is better. But here black continued to play aggressively. Black played knight to bishop to g4, and this is a blunder. This is a blunder because at this point of time, white can play what?
D4.
No, knight takes e5. Okay. Why knight takes e5?
I know. I know.
Next, you can kill the knight on c6. With a second, you get the queen.
So first thing, remember, bishop takes d7, d1 queen is not okay. There is no checkmate here, but white emerges one piece up. So if you calculate it, because knight takes c6, discovered check. Already white has got one piece, but white has lost a queen. But now black is about to lose his queen. So king d7. Now black loses his queen. And also black has lost a piece. So black captures,
Next, if black captures it, you capture the bishop.
You capture the bishop, and now if you count, then white has got 3 minor pieces, black has got only 2 minor pieces. So net, white has got 1 extra piece.
Sir,
Yeah.
we can even capture the knight on.
No, you can capture the knight, but first you should capture this. First you should definitely capture this, right? Yeah, you are right. Even that is hanging, but what you call after this, it is better for you to first capture this bishop. No, yeah, that is correct. There was a knight. Why it is not showing up? I think. Why it is not showing up? Sometimes this software actually goes for this one. If you just go back, castle. Oh, the knight is completely. Now it was not displayed. So fine, but you saw that. So that is why basically, that is why bishop takes d1 is not this one. Okay, what happens if knight takes e5 here? Knight takes e5, then simply you can capture the bishop back again. Your pawn up, and this knight is pinned. Remember, the king is behind the rook, so the knight is pinned. So in this position also, white can become a simply one pawn up, right? Then obviously black can play bishop to e7, in which case now the queen is attacked. But now bishop to e7 you cannot play because queen will go to g7. So it is not so easy. But maybe I don't know what you will play. Maybe you will have to play something. It's difficult only.
I have a question right here.
If
So if the so the queen can go to h5, right?
It is first of all black to play here now. Black to play here now.
Then wouldn't you take the queen? Oh yeah, it's okay.
No, black to play here. So
Sir, black will obviously try to castle, so move its bishop to e7 would be better.
But bishop to e7 we saw queen g7.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Then moving its queen and castling on queen side.
Yeah, but it is very no. Rook is falling, right? Rook is under attack. So if you move,
No, not in this position, sir. Before the bishop comes in, yes, in this position.
In this position, what you will move something like this here, then this knight is falling.
Not this, sir. D6.
D6 here.
Yes.
Here. Okay. Yeah, I think here it is possible. Here it is possible. So,
sir, even white can play.
Okay,
D4.
okay. We have only 2 minutes left. I just wanted to cover something. So here bishop to g4, knight. If black takes f takes e5 here, then what happens? I think you should just. Then also queen can capture the g4, and white is one pawn ahead. Right? White is one pawn ahead. So this is what is the legal trap, happened in a different opening with 2 knights defense, and happened due to the rook on e1, but still the concept is similar. So again, you should just be aware of this one. So so this led to the thing. So that f6 and the rook e1, right, led to the trap that this, along with this, again, the bishop to g4 was a bad move here. Here, black is becoming too aggressive. Instead, black should play bishop to e7, and it is quite okay to play. Okay, so that is what I think I wanted to cover. So we looked at 4 examples of this Legall's trap and Legall's mate, leading to invariably, I think black is not a fool to allow a checkmate. So he does not take the queen unless it's a real beginner. But at least you will gain a pawn, and a solid pawn and a thing. So that advantage.
Sir,
Yeah.